All right, up next we have Virgo rising and sun. This Scorpio new moon is happening on November 13th in your third house. And it is a little bit chaotic coming off the back of eclipse season because also this new moon has Mars conjunct the sun and moon in Scorpio. So Mars in Scorpio, which I honestly love. And all three of these planets are opposite Uranus in your ninth house. So when I see something like this, the area of our life that is needing to undergo some kind of change or liberation is our mindset, the way that we have been talking to ourselves, our beliefs about things, the way that we communicate to others, how we interact with our environment, how we make meaning out of things. That is what needs an adjustment during this period of time. And even focus as well. So, not only clarity around where we're going, what we want, what we believe, what we think. So, clarity, but also focus. And that comes from what we choose to interact with. So, if I feel like this is my long-term vision, am I actually headed towards that? Am I focusing on that? Or am I kind of scattering my energy and my attention into various things? So that's generally the axis along, or those topics is, or represent the axis along which this is occurring, the third and the ninth. And so there is something here where I feel like you guys are ultimately coming into a little bit more of a desire to take a risk on something, especially with Uranus being in the ninth house, Mars opposite Uranus. This is very much an energy of let's do it, let's go on this adventure, let's try this new thing. There's passion here, and I did kind of get this from the Knight of Wands as well. There's passion, there's freedom. I don't want to be limited by my mindset anymore. I don't want to feel scattered. I don't want to feel uncertain. I want to know what I'm doing. I want to know where I'm going. I want to be passionate. I want to commit to something. I want to make a decision, and I want to move forward with energy. And I feel like you guys have been kind of stuck in a little bit of this weird cycle with this devil and the Nine of Wands in reverse. I feel like you guys have maybe been stuck in your own thoughts. Like you have maybe had some limiting beliefs that keep catching you, that keep you from moving forward. Or you could have felt like you are resisting things in your life that need to come to a natural ending. Or maybe you have been stuck in these bad habits or these ruts of behavior and thoughts that really are, again, kind of making you feel like you're trudging up a hill in your life with this Nine of Wands. What I like this being next to each other, the Nine of Wands has to do with giving something up. So like giving up the struggle. If we felt like things were really, really hard, we're asking ourselves, how can things be easy? How can my life move with flow and with ease? And I really see that with this Knight of Wands, her hair blowing back in the wind. You can really see that she is somebody that's uninhibited. She moves quickly, almost impulsively, because she's inspired and taking inspired action. And these individuals here are really stopped up. They are moving very, very slowly towards their goals. They're afraid to make decisions. They are reaching burnout. They are uncertain of themselves, and they're kind of like spinning their wheels and exhausting themselves. And that's a cycle that I think you have been stuck in, that this new moon is trying to draw out of you. It's trying to get you to focus, commit, decide, and have mental clarity. Because this is a new moon in Scorpio, we're really understanding the psychological underpinnings of these decisions. So where have I been mentally and emotionally for me to be stuck in this place, for me to be uncertain of myself? What's the reason behind that? Why am I scared of making the wrong decision, for example? Why am I scared to take action? Why do I have this limiting belief? Digging underneath that and really unraveling that is going to be very key. What is going on here, because Mars is opposite Uranus, the truth is being revealed to us. We're getting the big picture. We're getting the vision. We're seeing with a lot more clarity how our current thoughts are feeding off of the beliefs and how this has kept us limited. And we're deciding to liberate ourselves from that. And the reason behind why these existed in the first place is visible with both of these planets, Mars and Uranus, squaring Black Moon Lilith in your 12th. So there's something about the 12th house that has a very strong correlation with self-sabotage. So there's something in you that hasn't made a plan, that hasn't moved forward on something, that has been moving slow, that's been kind of like, sitting there pitting, like, I don't know, there's a word that I keep trying to think of today, like twiddling your thumbs. I think that's the word. That, yeah, you're not progressing with ease because of some self-sabotage tendencies. And the 12th house is usually because the 12th house usually has self-sabotage because of fear of the unknown, fear of loss, things from our past and our subconscious creeping up, getting in our way. But there's usually something much deeper and often unknown or invisible or unconscious about why we haven't made this kind of ease and progress and flow in the things that are important to us. So what I feel like is happening is a deep healing of your subconscious. This could come through your dreams. You could have important therapy or conversations or things right now that have some kind of breakthrough. And I feel like it's changing your attitude. So you start to run into the eye of the storm like this buffalo. So instead of being afraid of the bad things happening, so you never start, you never commit, you never decide, you never move forward, instead of that stagnancy, I see you guys deciding that it might be hard and it might have consequences to make certain decisions, and it might be something that you have to face with, courage, but it's not always easy. But you're okay with that. With this buffalo card, you're running straight for all of the problems so that you can find a solution. You're not allowing yourself to get stuck. So you're really ending this cycle that you've been in where you've been afraid to make a plan, afraid to commit to a path. And I think that you're finally concretizing something, first starting off in the mind, because this is a new moon. So it's like first through your perspective, through your decisions, you are mentalizing what you want to happen. You're planning what you want to happen. You're putting it down on a piece of paper, and then you're going to follow through and actually create that and manifest that. And with your planetary ruler, Mercury in Sagittarius, I definitely feel like you're much more able to tap into your vision of what that success would look like or what you want your future to look like. I think you are also, even though Mercury doesn't really like to be in Sagittarius, I think it's helpful to have it here because it helps you understand the true nature of things. Sagittarius really understands the inner workings of the world and the universe and like the larger cosmos. So I think that you guys are able to tap into that right now in a way that can be very helpful. And with Mercury in your 4th house, I think that part of this planning process is going to be around either your home or your family and where you live, or just around creating general security for yourself. How can I have more money? How can I achieve material success out in the world, or move forward on certain goals, or process things related to my past so that I can heal myself and feel like I am moving forward in my life and not stuck in these limiting beliefs and patterns. So I feel like a lot of you guys are understanding kind of the root cause of things, and you're working through all of those things right now. And at this new moon, and actually a little bit prior to this new moon, Mercury was squaring Saturn in your 7th house. So I think a lot of these limitations and your comfort zones and the way that you have felt maybe insecure, unstable emotionally, or just even financially, has played a negative role in your relationships prior to this new moon. So maybe something came up where you had an extra expense or a fight, and it brought a fight in your relationship, or maybe I don't know, whatever it is, but there's something going on in those areas that may cause a little bit of tension in your ability to connect with people. But at this new moon, there is an exact sextile from Mercury to Venus. So even though that tension may have been here prior to the new moon, I see that resolving itself with this sextile to Venus, and you having the necessary conversations to move forward, essentially, or maybe some more money comes to you. So if there felt like there was instability or lack, or you weren't emotionally regulated, I see that kind of panning out and becoming more solid in your sense of self, more stable, more confident, and things having ease, essentially. Even if that means that you make certain decisions that might not be comfortable, it creates that stability for yourself. And again, I do think some of you might find a little bit more financial success around this period of time, especially when you start addressing these thoughts and these beliefs and everything. I think you'll start to see that naturally equates to more material success because of the nature of how the universe works. I definitely feel like this is a time where you're supposed to be focusing on yourself and what you can achieve. With this North Node, there's something in your destiny about how you are meant to impact the world, like certain goals that you're meant to have and achieve. And this could be material goals, or this could be spiritual goals, emotional goals. It could be, again, things that you don't see, but that you feel. And there's something here where I feel like you guys have maybe been distracted in the past, or again, haven't moved forward on things at the necessary pace. You've been again, kind of procrastinating or uncertain, and it's finally time to redirect your focus on yourself if it's been elsewhere, especially if it's been on relationships. It's time to focus the energy back on yourself and put it into your objectives, those objectives that are important for you as a soul. And the more that you focus on yourself and what you need to do on your own, I actually think the better your relationships will be, because with Saturn in the 7th house, your relationships are requiring a little bit more effort right now, and they may have some bumps in the road. But in order for that area of your life to even be addressed at all, you first need to have a very strong first house. You first need to have your ducks in a row to feel confident in yourself, taking care of your health, have your money, because then you can show up more to the relationship as your fullest self. And because this is right now, in terms of astrology and the timing of the cosmos, this is an important time to get these goals advanced or to progress them. And if you don't, you might not be taking advantage of the proper timing for these things. So it's really important that you focus on yourself right now, and inadvertently it will help kind of resolve these other aspects of your life, especially relationships. So that is what I'm seeing for you, Virgo. If that resonates, I'd love to hear your comments down below. I wanted to let you know I am offering 2024 forecasts where I go through and break down each energy of the month. So all of the major transits, and we'll pull cards and everything. And it's a very in-depth reading that takes me hours to prepare before we even meet. And then our live call will be at least an hour and a half to kind of go over everything. So I highly recommend this. It's something that is very thorough. It's going to be very helpful, so you know kind of how to take advantage of the year ahead and maybe what to not do and what to expect, so that you can feel a little bit more at peace with things when they do come around, either for the positive or, the more challenging aspects of it. Feeling prepared and at peace, that is just very invaluable. And I'm only able to do a limited quantity of these because I only have so much time before the end of the year and a few projects to complete. So if you're interested in that, you can check out how many I have left available down below. And I hope to see you guys next week. Thank you guys so much. Bye.